The mixed breed had been playing with the toddler in that yard every afternoon for 2 years. On a Thursday, he stopped her at the gate and would not let her through. He had never done it before. It took them 4 minutes to understand why. It started with the gate. The afternoon routine was established and reliable. Corinne Baptiste brought 3-year-old Ao outside after his nap, opened the back gate to the lower yard, let Rufus through first. Rufus, a 4-year-old mixed breed, medium-sized brown and white of unclear parentage but clear personality, was the advanced scout for all outdoor activity. He went first. He had always gone first. He had been going first for 2 years. On a Thursday in August, Rufus went to the gate, put his nose to the latch, and did not go through. Corinne opened the gate. Rufus stood in the opening. He looked at the lower yard. His nose was working fast. The deliberate scenting behavior she recognized from trails, from new environments, from moments when something in the air required processing. He was not looking at her. He was looking at the yard and reading it. Ao pushed past Rufus's leg. Rufus stepped in front of him. Ao tried to go around. Rufus stepped again. Corinne caught Ao's hand. She said, "Rufus, what is it?" She did not say it as a question. She had owned this dog for 4 years, and she knew the difference between Rufus being a dog and Rufus telling her something. And this was Rufus telling her something. She looked at the lower yard. The yard was familiar. The old oak at the back, the vegetable beds, the weathered play structure Ao had been using since he was old enough to climb stairs. She had been in this yard yesterday. Everything looked the same. She stood in the gateway for 30 seconds. Then she saw it. The paper wasp nest under the eave of the play structure's roof, the section that covered the climbing platform where Ao spent most of his time, had tripled in size since she had last looked. It was large now, active. She could see movement on its surface from the gateway. She could also see Ao's small rubber ball sitting on the climbing platform directly beneath it. He had been about to retrieve that ball. She had watched him reach for it 100 times in the past 2 months. The motion of reaching, the contact with the platform surface, the vibration. At a nest that size in August heat, that would have been enough. She called the pest control company from the gateway. She and Io went back inside. Rufus came with them. Subscribe now before the next paragraph, because what the pest control technician said when he arrived and assessed the nest is something Corinne repeated to her husband that evening with a precision that meant she had needed to say it aloud to make it real. The nest was classified as a mature colony, estimated at 400 to 500 workers. At that population in August, the defensive radius around the nest is significantly enlarged. The technician, Gil Morales, 22 years in the field, said, at full August aggression for a colony this size, a child making contact with the platform surface would have triggered a defensive response that I don't want to describe in detail for a 3-year-old. He looked at Rufus. He said, "Has the dog been in this yard this week?" "Yes," Corinne said. "Every day until today." He said, "Dogs can detect wasp pheromone signals, specifically the alarm pheromone concentration that a mature colony at defensive August levels puts into the air around its territory." He was reading the air at the gate. He knew the yard had changed. He paused. "Good dog," he said. "That's a very good dog. Has your dog ever refused to enter an outdoor area they normally go into freely? And were they right? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. The nest was removed. The eave was treated. Corinne watched Gil work from the upstairs window with Ao beside her. Ao pressed his nose to the glass and watched Rufus in the lower yard. Rufus was below, moving through the grass the way he moved through all his environments, with the deliberate interest of an animal that is reading what the air contains. The ball was still on the platform. When the yard was cleared, Ao went down and got it. Rufus went with him, through the gate he had blocked 2 hours before, tail moving now, checking the corners of the yard in the efficient way he checked all spaces he was responsible for. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never asked for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, Subscribe so you never miss the next one. Corinne checks the play structure eaves every week now. August is not a month she approaches with the same easy assumption of safety she once had. She thinks about the 2 years of afternoons in that yard. The ball on the platform, the 100 times Ao had reached for it in exactly that spot. She thinks about Thursday, the nose at the gate, the one afternoon that was different from all the other afternoons, for a reason she had not seen and a dog had. Next, the fluffy mixed breed who began waking the family's youngest child early every morning, earlier than she was naturally waking, and why the pediatric cardiologist said the dog may have been responding to a sound no one else in the house was hearing.